Yeah. What up, wrestling fans and YouTubers? S-Deuce is the name. Talking Wrestling is the game tonight. Hell in a Cell. This is your Let's Talk Wrestling Hell in a Cell preview. Now, we all know the top 3 matches on the bill are going to be fought inside of Hell in a Cell. We'll get to those and who I think is going to be the last match and why. But on the kickoff show, I expected Braun Strowman against Sami Zayn. They give us a 6-man cruiserweight match again. These six-man matches have no bearing on the division. They're not contendership matches. There's no 6-man tag titles. There's no tag team titles for the cruiserweight division. So to keep throwing these guys in 6-mans just proves they have no storylines for them, which is horrible because they have so much talent. But anyway, it's going to be Sin Cara and Lince Dorado, who will become a tag team for no reason because there's no belts to win, teaming up with Cedric Alexander, who is the most exciting person on the cruiserweight roster, to take on Ariya Daivari, Drew Gulak, and Tony Nese. The faces are going over, even though I'd have the heels win in this one. A couple weeks ago on Raw, Brian Kendrick picked up a win in a 6-man. So the faces win. Now, on to the main card. Bayley against Dana Brooke. You gotta go with Bayley, even though she has a shoulder injury. But this could be Dana Brooke's first pay-per-view win, her first big one without a tag team with Charlotte. But I'm gonna stick with Bayley because tonight's pay-per-view is more of a new era, same old shit. I don't expect titles to change hands. I don't expect big things to happen until the main event. So Bayley over Dana Brooke. If they throw in the Braun Strowman Sami Zayn match, it will be a fast contest. Sami might get a couple of moves in, then Braun will decimate him, and I don't think he'll go for the pin. I think he'll walk out again on Sami, pretty much saying, "You're not competition for me. Sayonara." Then we have Anderson and Gallows, the Club. The most dominant tag team across the world the last year and a half have been relegated to nobodies in WWE. Thank you, Vince, but they take on Enzo and Cass. The Club needs this win more than I need $1 million. They need this win bad, and they're gonna get it tonight. I think they isolate Enzo, distract Cass, or knock him off the apron, and they get the win by pinning Enzo. I'd like to see Gallows pin Big Cass, maybe get a singles match tomorrow on Raw, but I'm just happy with a Club win. Now, after that, every single match is for a title. The New Day against Sheamus and Cesaro. As of today, the New Day have been tag team champions for 430 days. They're only 42 or 48 days, something like that, away from Demolition's record. Demolition has a lawsuit against Vince McMahon and WWE right now because of the concussions. And the CTE lawsuit, which is something like 20-something other guys, are all suing, bringing them to court, trying to get rich quick, and I don't think it's going to work. But I think that's why the New Day retains tonight. Everybody's saying Sheamus and Cesaro are going to win, but if you remember correctly, the Rock and Sock Connection didn't win the tag team titles in their first team up. It was their second match. Team Hell No didn't win the tag team titles the first time they teamed up, or the first time they went after the belts. It took a little while. So I don't expect Sheamus and Cesaro to win here tonight, but I do expect the New Day to get disqualified somehow. And Sheamus and Cesaro get the win. Here's the thing, and here's what's confusing. Sheamus and Cesaro. Cesaro's a face. Sheamus is the bad guy. But now it's almost as if Cesaro's shifting back to his heelish ways. So I don't know what could happen, but I don't think the New Day loses those tag team titles tonight. So I'm going to go with Sheamus and Cesaro for the win via DQ or maybe even a count out. Then, the Cruiserweight title. TJ Perkins against Brian Kendrick. On Raw, Kendrick asked Perkins to lay down for him. He needs the win. More than TJP needs the win. That's not happening. TJP gets the win, and I think Brian Kendrick gets even more evil than he already is. So TJP retains the Cruiserweight title. Then the women's title match, what everybody thinks is going to be the main event, it's not going to be the main event. And it's not even going to go on before Reigns and Rusev. I wouldn't be surprised if sometime during today they announce Sasha Banks and Charlotte in a Hell in a Cell, the first match on the fucking pay-per-view. Vince isn't high on the idea, but Sasha Banks retains against Charlotte. Easy peasy. Who's she gonna fight next? I don't know. Rusev and Roman Reigns, this is the end of their feud for sure. Roman's gonna win. They don't like pinning him usually. He just won the belt in September. I doubt they take the belt away from him that fast. But I do expect a double turn tonight. I expect Rusev to turn face. I expect Roman to turn heel. I don't know how they'll go about that, but that's happening tonight for sure. Well, in my opinion anyway. Then we have the big one. Kevin Owens against Seth Rollins, and what I think will be the main event. It needs to be the main event. It is the biggest prize on Raw. It has to be the main event. And it's gonna be chaotic. I expect a lot of overbooking. I expect a bunch of stories to come out of this. I think Kevin Owens wins with the help of Triple H, but almost loses because of Chris Jericho. Seth Rollins moves on to his feud with Triple H, and Kevin Owens moves on to a feud with Chris Jericho, which is gonna be amazing. I can't wait for it. Alamo Dome, Jericho, Owens, gonna be great. So there's your rundown of Hell in a Cell. Basic pay-per-view. I don't expect any title changes at all. And that's it. Remember, Let's Talk Wrestling. There's no gimmicks needed. So if you're watching Hell in a Cell tonight, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend about Let's Talk Wrestling. Hell in a Cell kicks off at 7 o'clock on YouTube for the free show, Facebook for the free show, and WWE Network for the free show. Then the pay-per-view starts at 8 o'clock. If you don't got the network, get it. 3 Hell in a Cell matches tonight, and the first ever women's Hell in a Cell match. Gonna be awesome. Let's Talk Wrestling.